Today I will be speaking on prison crisis due to overcrowding. A large number of prison systems around the world are at a stage of crisis. The serious effects of which harm prisoners, their families, and society as a whole. The reality in many prisons tend to but not only fall from international standards, but also risk undermining the ultimate purpose of a sentence of imprisonment. Overcrowding statistics. As you can see, from 1920 to 2010, it went from zero point 0.5 to 2.5 million. The U.S. population nearly tripled. The American prison population in 2004 was 8 times larger than it was in 1954. Prison overcrowding is a social phenomenon occurring when the demand for space in prisons in a jurisdiction exceeds the capacity for prisoners. The issues associated with prison overcrowding are not new but have been brewing for many years. During the war on drugs, the states were left responsible for solving the prison overcrowding issue with a limited amount of money. Moreover, federal prison population may increase if states adhere to federal policies such as mandatory minimum sentence and the return to private prisons. On the other hand, the Justice Department provides billions of dollars a year for state and local law enforcement to ensure they follow the policies set forth by the federal government concerning the U.S. prisons. Prison overcrowding has affected some states more than others, but overall, the risk of overcrowding are substantial and there are solutions to this problem. At the time, the required reduction amounted to about 10,000 prisoners, assuring to no increase in capacity, which, given the state's situation, was a realistic assumption. The order didn't literally require the authorities to award 40,000 inmates a surprise trip home. California was free to decide how to thin its prison walls. It should it could transfer state prison to local jails, stop sending parolees to prison for minor violations, and adjust its sentencing laws, or it could use a mix of approaches. Prison overcrowding could create a range of consequences that have become preventable in the world today. First, prison overcrowding could affect resources per prisoner. The more inmates that are admitted, the less resources there are to distribute. Due to the lack of resources, inmates may be forced to spend large amounts of time doing nothing rather than becoming engaged in activity. The amount of resources continues to reduce as more prisoners are admitted and social support services become more limited. With a small amount of space and resources within the prison, prisoners progress more slowly through the steps to release and their numbers accumulated more quickly. The combination of those two factors could lead to the prison system slowing down, and prison programs could also begin to move slowly. If the prisoner's progress is slow, then their exit is slow as well. This will heavily increase overcrowding and results in a facility reaching maximum capacity at a faster rate. Prison overcrowding comes with the opportunity cost. The amount of money spent on mass incarceration annually could be allocated to other areas of need, such as public safety or the reduction of crime. Every year, 182 billion is spent on mass incarceration. Within the total, approximately 81 billion is spent on public correction agency and about 63 billion on policy. Much of this money is given to the staff to supervise large numbers of inmates for long periods of time. For example, in the state of Alabama, if possible, to witness a correctional officer supervising up to 250 to 300 high-risk offenders for an extended period of time, these circumstances can result in an increase of prisoner violations. In 2011, there was an approximately 40% increase from their prior year in inmate violence that led to some serious injuries. One way to manage population within the prison system could be to prevent new crimes from being committed. Some alternates include programs that provide mental health services, drug diversion programs, or house arrest, building more prisons, increasing the chances of parole, releasing those that have committed crimes that are not legal. Finding results from the research conducted suggested that technology systems are a viable solution for prison overcrowding, and proposed solution would be applied to individuals who commit nonviolent crimes. Despite the risks and consequences, prison overcrowding can be solved in many different ways. First, use the diversion programs can aid in prisons avoiding prison entry. Diversion programs are programs that divert or turn prisoners away from prison time. This could also free up much space within the prison and prevent faster maximum capacity. More programs that take on rehabilitative and restructured approaches are also in need to divert offenders from prison admission. When the interaction between the offender and the victim aids in the healing of the victim and the community. This is along with other therapeutic approaches would be more effective than retribution. Other diversion programs consist of immediate sensations such as fines, probation, restitution, and corrections. And that's all that I have on prison crisis. Thank you.